You know, we were very young. Our lives changed just like that, really quickly.
He was on a job. So there's that part. And then when you're talking about Diddy, you have all the other stuff that we've been hearing for years plus.
The drama surrounding the Combs family has reached a boiling point, and it's nothing short of jaw-dropping. For years, Diddy, also known as Sean Combs, built an empire that seemed untouchable, from dominating the music industry to redefining luxury with his brands and hosting parties that became the stuff of legend. Diddy crafted a public image as a mogul, a visionary, and above all, a family man. But now that carefully polished legacy is crumbling under the weight of scandals, allegations, and internal family chaos. And let's just say, the cracks are wider than anyone could have imagined.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that? As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
It all started with Diddy's arrest a few months ago, which sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. The charges against him? Let's just say they're not the kind of thing you can sweep under the rug. But while Diddy's legal battles have dominated headlines, it's the ripple effect within his family that's truly heartbreaking to watch. The glossy, unified image they've spent decades projecting has been shattered, replaced by whispers of betrayal, financial feuds, and internal power struggles. And now, there's even leaked footage of Diddy's son Christian Combs, allegedly clashing with his grandmother, Janice Combs. Yes, you heard that right. This drama has spilled out of the courtroom and into the family living room.
Yeah, but so there's still, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Everything is still active, even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued, like we talked about prior to.
If you're wondering how things got this messy, let's rewind a bit. For years, Diddy made sure the world saw him as the ultimate family man. Lavish vacations, extravagant birthday celebrations, and coordinated holiday photos, they were all part of the brand. He proudly showcased his close bond with his children, often describing them as his greatest accomplishment. Even as he juggled his busy career and high-profile relationships, Diddy seemed to always make time for his family. It was a narrative of love, loyalty, and unity that many admired, or at least believed. But as the saying goes, not everything that glitters is gold.
So I think that the most important thing, even more important than the passport, is that Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs got on a plane, left his home in Florida, flew to New York. I called the prosecutors myself. I said, Mr. Combs is in New York. Do you want to know where he is?
When Diddy's legal troubles began, his family wasted no time rallying around him, or at least that's what it looked like on the surface. His children, including Quincy Justin, Christian Chance, and twins Jesse and Delilah, released a public statement that painted a picture of unwavering support. They described the ordeal as devastating and criticized the media for twisting narratives. The past month has devastated our family. Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity on social media, they wrote. The statement ended on a loving note. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We miss you and love you, Dad. But behind the scenes, things weren't so picture perfect. Insiders claim that tensions have been brewing within the family for months, if not years, and Diddy's recent troubles have only brought those issues to the surface. One major point of contention: money. Specifically, how to manage the millions of dollars that Diddy left behind when his assets were frozen during the investigation. Sources say that Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, and his son Christian have been at odds over who should take charge of the family's finances. And let's just say the arguments have been anything but civil. Janice, who has always been a strong presence in Diddy's life, has publicly defended her son throughout the scandal. She's dismissed the allegations as exaggerated and insisted that Diddy is being unfairly targeted. My son may not have been entirely truthful about certain things, she admitted in one interview, referencing an incident involving a hotel surveillance video that contradicted Diddy's claims of innocence. But she quickly added, sometimes the truth and a lie become so closely intertwined that it becomes terrifying to admit one part of the story, especially when that truth is outside the norm or too complicated to be believed. According to Janice, Diddy's decision to settle a lawsuit with an ex-girlfriend wasn't an admission of guilt, but a strategic move to avoid prolonged legal battles. a move she believes has been misunderstood by the public and exploited by prosecutors.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
Yes.
the shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Despite her public show of support, Janice's relationship with her grandson Christian has reportedly been strained. Insiders claim that Christian, who has been stepping into a more prominent role within the family, feels that Janice is too controlling when it comes to financial decisions. The tension reached a breaking point recently when leaked footage allegedly showed Christian and Janice in a heated argument. While the exact details of the conflict remain unclear, sources close to the family suggest that it was related to how Diddy's assets are being managed during his legal troubles. The footage reportedly shows Christian raising his voice, while Janice appears visibly upset. A far cry from the united front the family has tried to maintain publicly.
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at
Okay.
a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping.
But Christian isn't the only one clashing with Janice. Other members of the family have also expressed frustration with her increasingly hands-on approach. One insider described the dynamic as a tug of war, with Janice on one side and Diddy's children on the other. Everyone's under so much stress right now, and it's bringing out the worst in people, the source said. Janice feels like she's the only one who truly understands what Diddy would want, but the kids feel like it's time for them to step up and take control. It's a mess. And then there's the matter of Christian's personal life, which has only added fuel to the fire. The allegations against him, made by a woman named Grace, are nothing short of shocking. Grace claims that Christian took an inappropriate interest in her during a yacht party last year, and later became aggressive when she tried to distance herself. According to her, the situation escalated to a disturbing level, leaving her traumatized and unable to continue working in her industry. While Christian has denied the allegations, the lawsuit has cast a dark shadow over his reputation, and by extension, the entire Combs family. Grace's claims have also raised questions about the culture within the Combs household. Some observers have pointed out similarities between the allegations against Christian and the stories that have surfaced about Diddy's infamous parties over the years. While there's no evidence linking Christian to those events, the parallels have been hard for the public to ignore. And with Diddy's legal battles still unfolding, the timing couldn't be worse.
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
As if that weren't enough, Christian's strained relationship with his grandmother has reportedly left him feeling isolated within the family. Sources say he's been leaning heavily on his siblings for support, particularly Justin and Quincy. But even those relationships have been tested by the ongoing drama. Justin, who has faced his own share of controversies, is said to be struggling to maintain a sense of normalcy amid the chaos. And Quincy, who has largely stayed out of the spotlight, is reportedly torn between supporting his siblings and keeping his distance from the scandal. Interestingly, the family was severely affected by the death. The family's internal struggles have only been exacerbated by the media frenzy surrounding Diddy's case. Every new development seems to bring fresh scrutiny, and the Combs name has become a magnet for controversy. From tabloid headlines to social media speculation, the family's private battles are being played out on a very public stage. And while they've tried to present a united front, the cracks in their facade are becoming impossible to ignore.
It's been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share. But more importantly,
But perhaps the most telling sign of the family's unraveling is the role reversal that's been playing out behind the scenes. With Diddy unable to manage his business and public image from behind bars, his children have been stepping up to fill the void. Christian, in particular, has taken on a more prominent role, even running Diddy's social media accounts in an attempt to maintain the family's brand. But while these efforts may be well-intentioned, they've also highlighted the deep divide within the family. As one insider put it, they're trying to keep it together, but the cracks are showing. It's like watching a house of cards collapse in slow motion. And then there's Janice, who continues to act as the family's matriarch despite the growing tensions. While her intentions may be noble, her hands-on approach has reportedly alienated some family members, particularly Christian. The leaked footage of their argument has only added to the speculation that the family is falling apart from within. And with new allegations and lawsuits surfacing seemingly every week, it's hard to see how they'll be able to recover.
Guys, we are lucky to have Precious Miura here, and she's been at the Diddy parties, and she's about to spill some secrets.
As the Combs family continues to navigate this storm, one thing is clear. The facade of unity they've worked so hard to maintain is cracking under the pressure. Whether they'll be able to rebuild remains to be seen, but for now, the drama shows no signs of slowing down, and as more details come to light, the world will be watching to see how one of Hollywood's most iconic families handles their most challenging chapter yet. The allegations against Christian King Combs have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, but what's even more disturbing is how these accusations are just one piece of a much larger puzzle. The drama doesn't stop with Christian. It's like the entire Combs family is under a magnifying glass, with every move scrutinized and every secret threatening to come to light. From whispered scandals to explosive lawsuits, the once glamorous image of this high-profile family is unraveling faster than anyone could have imagined.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's The Interview, the series where we get in depth with amazing people, and I'm so honored to have this special guest with us here. Precious Miura, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm making sure I center you a little bit more. There we go. So honored to have you here. You have some stories to tell. You've survived the white parties.
Let's dive right into the heart of this chaos, Grace's accusations against Christian, which have left everyone reeling. According to her lawsuit, the yacht party where the incident allegedly took place was the wholesome family outing it was billed as. Instead, it allegedly turned into a chaotic scene with a wild atmosphere that Grace has described as overwhelming and deeply unsettling. She claims Christian's behavior toward her became inappropriate almost immediately, escalating from unwanted attention to something far more aggressive. The details are chilling, with Grace alleging that Christian cornered her in a private room and tried to force her into something she didn't consent to. It wasn't until someone else entered the room that she was able to escape. But by then, the damage had already been done. Grace's account doesn't end there. She says that after the incident, she was forced to continue working, as though nothing had happened. Can you imagine trying to maintain a professional front while dealing with something so traumatic? According to Grace, the yacht's captain dismissed her concerns, suggesting that what she experienced was simply part of the job. Let that sink in for a moment. The very people who were supposed to ensure her safety allegedly turned a blind eye, leaving her to fend for herself in an environment that felt anything but safe.
Okay, so basically I was a Playboy bunny. So a Playboy bunny representing New York State. The reason why I need to clarify this is when you're a Playboy bunny, you are part of the corporation, and you are a bunny, and you do have a title, and you wear a uniform, but you don't get a month.
The aftermath of the incident has been devastating for Grace. She's spoken about how her career in the yachting industry, something she'd worked so hard to build, has been completely derailed. She's struggled with severe emotional distress, requiring therapy to cope with the trauma. And then there's her personal life, which has also taken a hit. Grace revealed that her long-term partner couldn't handle the emotional toll of what happened, leading to the end of their relationship. It's heartbreaking to think about how one night could ripple outward, affecting every aspect of her life. But here's where things get even messier. Christian isn't the only member of the Combs family facing serious allegations. Justin Combs, Diddy's eldest son, has also found himself in hot water. According to another lawsuit, Justin is being accused of misconduct during a listening party that allegedly spiraled out of control. The claims include everything from inappropriate behavior to creating an unsafe environment for guests. And just like with Christian's allegations, the details paint a troubling picture of a family whose reputation for throwing extravagant parties might have hidden a much darker reality. Brandy Pigeon.
And the reason why I never pursued a month is because being Playboy of the Month, I was told there was insinuations multiple times that I had to do something to stand out to Hefner and the team. And that to me seemed like there was a underlining tone of What is it that I have to do?
Speaking of parties, let's not forget Diddy's infamous gatherings, which have been the subject of rumors for years. These events, often described as exclusive and glamorous, are now being re-examined in a completely different light. According to multiple sources, these parties weren't just about music and networking. They allegedly involved behavior so outrageous that it's hard to believe it stayed under wraps for so long. And now, with both Christian and Justin being linked to similar allegations, people are starting to wonder, was this kind of behavior normalized within the family? Were the Combs brothers simply following in their father's footsteps? Or is there more to this story? The lawsuits against the Combs brothers come at a time when the entire family is under intense scrutiny. Diddy's own legal troubles have opened the floodgates, with former associates and employees coming forward with stories that range from unsettling to downright shocking. One former model, Precious Muir, has spoken out about her experiences at Diddy's infamous parties, describing the atmosphere as manipulative and predatory. She's even claimed that hidden cameras were placed in private areas, raising questions about just how far the Combs family, or those in their orbit, would go to maintain control over their guests.
But like I said, the entertainment industry is very, very, very messed up when it comes to, the bigger you get, the more you had to do to get there. And so if you're not willing to put yourself in that position, you kind of have to.
It's not just the parties that are being scrutinized. The Combs family's lavish lifestyle, once a symbol of their success, is now being seen as a facade hiding a lot of dysfunction. Justin's financial troubles are a perfect example. He's currently being sued for failing to make payments on a luxury car lease, with the leasing company claiming he owes over 170,000 currency units plus interest. And that's not all. Justin has also reportedly been blacklisted by real estate agents in Los Angeles, who are refusing to rent him properties due to his reputation for throwing wild parties that leave homes in shambles. It's a far cry from the image of wealth and stability the Combs family has tried to project. Then there's the issue of the family's finances as a whole, which have become a major point of contention. With Diddy's assets frozen amid his legal battles, the family is reportedly struggling to maintain their lifestyle. Sources close to the situation have described heated arguments over who should take control of the family's remaining wealth, with Janice Combs and Christian allegedly locking horns over financial decisions. And while the family has tried to present a united front in public, those close to them say the tension is palpable.
Everyone keeps saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have no choice.
The internal strife has even spilled into the public eye, with reports of a physical altercation between Christian and Janice making headlines. Leaked footage allegedly shows the two in a heated argument, with voices raised and emotions running high. While the exact cause of the fight remains unclear, insiders suggest it was related to the handling of Diddy's assets. The incident has only fueled speculation that the family has fallen apart under the weight of their collective troubles. But what's perhaps most surprising is how the younger members of the Combs family are handling, or not handling, the situation. Christian, who has taken over Diddy's social media accounts in an effort to keep the family's brand alive, has been posting throwback videos and inspirational quotes in what appears to be an attempt to distract from the ongoing scandals. While some have praised his efforts to maintain a positive image, others see it as a desperate attempt to control the narrative.
And he is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, it is scary because you think, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career.
Justin, meanwhile, has been laying low, though his legal troubles continue to make headlines. From lawsuits to allegations of misconduct, it seems like every move he makes is being dissected by the media. And with the family's reputation already in tatters, it's hard to see how he'll be able to bounce back from this series of setbacks. As for Diddy himself, he remains at the center of the storm, with his legal battles showing no signs of slowing down. The charges against him are serious enough to potentially end his career, and the allegations from former associates and employees continue to pile up. While Diddy has maintained his innocence, the sheer volume of claims against him has made it nearly impossible for him to regain public trust.
If you say the wrong thing or you complain or I don't know, there's an element where I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do drugs? And you're like, well, I don't do drugs. And they're like, well, why don't you do drugs?
God are too deep, the accusations too serious, and the fallout too widespread for them to simply bounce back. So where does the Combs family go from here? Can they rebuild their empire? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of the most influential families in entertainment? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the world will be watching every step of the way. As more details emerge and new allegations come to light, the Combs family saga is far from over, and it's anyone's guess how it will end. So what do you think? Is the Combs family dynasty truly crumbling, or will they manage to rise from the ashes? And how much responsibility should Diddy take for the actions of his sons? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more celebrity news and updates. See you in the next video.